In the simplest of cases, involving the hourly wage earner, for example, the measure of past loss of earnings might be relatively easy to calculate, but the measure of future loss of earning is always complex. Again, it requires the personal injury lawyer to engage a number of experts, including medical professionals, and most importantly a vocational rehabilitation expert and forensic economist. The measure of future loss of earnings or giving capacity is the net loss, and so the vocational rehabilitation expert generally matches with the client, speaks with the client's physicians and the medical experts selected by the serious injury advocate, scrutinizes the client's transcripts from the schooling or advanced education he has received, and then adds a report to the lawyer describing the occupations for which the client is, subsequent to the accident, is disqualified to participate in, and the occupying forces for which he remains characterized. Depending on the client's injury, there may also be a substantial difference between the client's work-life expectancy before and after the accident. The serious injury solicitors then support the vocational reclamation expert's report to the forensic economist, who in turn employs wage rate increase statistics for the client's residence before industrial accidents, and in those industries for which he is still qualified to be employed, if any, and works general inflation statistics to the gross total loss of future earnings to discount to present value. Please understand that above our California personal injury lawyers have discussed only the simplest case of the hourly wage earner. Presenting future loss earnings, for example, can be much more complicated, for example, in cases in which the client was a business owner. For a more complete discussion of the presentation of damages in serious injury disputes, you are invited to consider how serious injury lawyers present damages in catastrophic injury cases. In that section we go into much more depth in explaining how serious injury advocates present general damages and special injuries, including in particular, future medical expenditures and future loss of earnings. It is a challenge for personal injury lawyers to properly and adequately present the damage case of the earnestly injured buyer. It is a challenge that must be accepted by attorneys who regularly prosecute complex examples, such as medical negligence, food poisoning or pharmaceutical concoction drawback occurrences, as well as auto accident advocates and propositions liability advocates alike. The special MAR publishes, which are commonly the most complex, are the regardless whether the underlying liability is a simple auto accident or complex medical negligence subject, and the damage case necessary equal attending, regardless of the underlying liability, by the personal injury lawyer who undertakes any serious injury case.